everyone. It is I, Miss Sophia the Diva. I apologize for not coming on Friday. Last week was just a lot, and mentally I was just drained from the week. I don't know about anyone else, but last week was interesting to say the least. Um, anyway, before we get into the topics, I've been meaning to do this, so I probably won't get started unless I share this with my peeps, okay? Where to go? So, anyways, y'all, Diva has gotten chunky butt over the past year. Now, my weight has been ticking up really since I moved to Nevada because I got lazy and not walking the dogs. And I really don't want diabetes, pre diabetes, or anything like that, okay? So, anyway, through my health care at my new job, we get you get an online coach, dietitian, whatever. So it's a program called, I think it's Omada. So they sent me this nice little box, okay, and yeah, and it has this in it. This is, I guess, this is for you to get pumped and excited about. I don't know. Um, I'm ready to feel strong, energized, confident, motivated, relaxed, pain-free, happy, active, unstoppable. Unstoppable. Today's the day to take the first step. Start weighing yourself every morning. It's the first simple habit that will result in a healthier, happier, longer living you. Now, I don't know if that's gonna help me. Y'all know when my ADHD start acting up, I may or may not stay consistent, but I'm gonna try. And I have done it. I years ago when I first lost all the weight, I had a personal trainer. I took money out of my 401k because I just didn't have it, but I was determined to save my life, and I'm gonna do it again. So they give you this. I think this is the scale. I don't know, but this is it right here. So yeah, Omada. Oh, this is pretty. How to use your scale. And it was free, y'all. I mean, I'm sure I'm paying for it in some way because I actually have to pay for my health care. Hey, y'all. So anyway, it looks like a really cool scale. They give you instructions on how to use it. This little booklet right here. So, oh shit, I didn't mean to hide that part. Yeah, I did. Okay, hide user. Yeah, I got rid of him because I'm like, I don't understand my forehead. Honey, I have a flat forehead. It might look a little big from the odd angle you're looking at. But anyways, I got the scale. I'm excited. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do because I need to get back to 205 so I can get back into my size 12s. Okay. So anyway, I just want to come on here and let's talk about last week. Some of the people who I've had to kick out have already started in about the topic, the big topic of last week. Thank you, Aiden. Um, Charlie Kirk. He caused more chaos than order. Um, and just like the pastor said this week, if you've seen, there's a pastor, a minister, who basically said it best. He didn't deserve. Thank you, Cal. Um, he didn't deserve to be assassinated or be used as some sort of political pawn. He didn't. But the manner in which he lived didn't serve a good purpose. Um, no one deserves to be gunned down in this country or anywhere uh, due to their political beliefs. Diva will say that. However, he manifested his own fate. He was the harbinger of his own fate. He believed so much in the Second Amendment, he was willing to die for that shit. Okay. He also said that, people are like, oh, we need to give empathy. He didn't believe in empathy. He told y'all that as far as he was concerned, the word empathy is damaging. Okay. So empathy didn't live in his world. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the young man they got in custody is the right young man. Personally, I don't believe it. Okay. I don't understand how someone who really wasn't into the things his family was into, how could he make, oh, he got shot when talking about the shooting in US. I mean, however, let's go into the conspiracy theories. Now, when it first happened, first of all, let me tell y'all something. I promise you, I didn't know who he was until he got. I didn't. I was like, who is he? Then you got Candace Owens. Oh, he was my best friend. Oh, Lodgy. I'm just like, girl, did he know that you all were best friends? Because in your mind, he might be your best friend. But I mean, no. Uh, but and then who else was over here crying? Oh, Stacey Dash, baby, you need Oh, it's okay, y'all. I'm as they come in, I can see them. I'm hiding them. I'm not even worried about it, and I'm being as respectful as I can. Uh, yeah. It's just Stacey Dash. Now I want her to hush, cause baby, how you know he dead, but you didn't know DMX was dead until a year later? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And somebody came here trying to talk about my forehead. Have y'all seen her face? What has she done? I was like, well, how y'all ain't just me? Girl, go back to wherever it is you came from. Them people, the comments on that post was wild as hell because they said she ain't been right since Kanye left her at the airport. Because y'all know she was the star of You Have a Great Night Too, Cal. Um, she had she was in When It All Falls Down. She was in that video. So somebody said she needs to find a church home. I said she gotta have something to believe in, I guess. Um, but anyway, all of the pomp and circumstances surrounding this man who was not a political elected official, a public servant, I don't get it. And then when they asked Angry Wig about him, he was like, oh, I'm doing fine. Do you know that they're building a ballroom here now? We're so excited. They've been trying to get this done for 150 years. He's no longer useful to him. And then Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica, who sounds unhinged, kept talking about these they. I'm like, who is they? Because it ain't us. I'm like, who you talking about? The MAGA people who used your husband as the sacrificial lamb because he wanted the Epstein files released? Because from what everybody is seeing and saying, that's what it's looking like. Okay. And I don't know how Cash Patel getting anything done. Hell, you can't tell which way his mind is going, less known his eyes. I'm just saying. But I just be really confused. Like, you have no idea what they have unleashed. Who is they? Let me tell you something. People mad. I saw some people I do still keep around just because, But I saw some posts and I was just sitting up there looking like, girl, if you don't hush and go crawl back somewhere else and stop talking about this stuff, I think your inheritance is pretty secure. I think your father will still. Hell, do your father even know you at this point? Because, baby, you can still get your inheritance, okay? You ain't got to still pretend to be uber conservative. But I don't care anymore about what people think, but I do care about our safety. For some reason, after this shooting, someone decided to send threats to the HBCUs. We ain't in it. We have been resting since the election results came out. It's not that we don't care, we're tired. Okay? We, the black delegation, pretty much have said this is what y'all want, this is what you want to allow. You want hate to be spread throughout this country. You want us to become an isolated country. You want to allow the people running off of one shared brain cell to run this country. So be it. And it's just unfortunate that it's all happening. And a lot of us are sitting here, the ones of us who still got right good sense, is sitting here like, how is this happening? It's like he signs these executive orders that have no legality whatsoever, and you allow. It's like we're living in the period of acquiescence. Like a man like Charlie Kirk, again, not an elected official, why are flags being flown at half staff? Because because I want to get their names right. I want to say their names, okay? Melissa Hortman, a Minnesota elected official, a senator, I believe, from the state of Minnesota. Her and her husband, and I believe it was their dog, who was like a therapy dog, who used to go, gunned down, murdered, assassinated. He didn't. Where was the public outcry and sympathy and all the crying and stuff? Or what about Senator Hoffman and his wife, who were shot and they attempted to assassinate but did not succeed successfully? Y'all didn't feel no. Or what about the countless school children and school personnel that there's a school shooting at least once a month in America at this point. And it happens so much until we just don't. Oh, another school shooting. No one's flying flags at half mast. No one wants to allow us to have some sort of regulation around it. People are okay with the spread of misinformation. People want to censor people whose opinion do not align with this current administration. It is unfortunate. It really is. And if you love Charlie Kirk, baby, God bless you. Okay, bless you. Because that man didn't love nobody. I don't even know how he got to this point. I don't know who broke him, because when I researched his background, he was raised in a suburb outside of Chicago. His mother, and I said, Lord, you didn't see the signs, mama. His mother was a mental health professional. His dad was an architect, and maybe this is where the connection. His dad's firm was the one who built Trump Towers in New York, designed and had it built, okay? He was raised politically moderate, so he's kind of in the middle. I would even say that when we were traditional American with the Democrats, Republicans, I would say I probably fell in the middle, but I always tended to vote Democrat. Because unlike some of these one issue voters, I look at what's going to benefit the majority and not just, a few. Like a lot of people are continue to vote against their own interests because of things like religion and abortion and all these other things and just because they say they believe in God. I mean, the devil did too. He even knows how to quote scripture. Speaking of scripture, let me find the scripture real quick since y'all want to say we wrong for rejoicing. Oh, Proverbs chapter 11. Um, so in Proverbs 11 and 10, it says, when it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices, and when the wicked perish, there are shouts of gladness. But you know why y'all are upset? Because y'all don't think that, and I quite frankly wasn't rejoicing because I don't have a sensitivity either way it goes. He lived as he died. He died as he lived. I mean, however you want to phrase it. But I'm gonna get off of that because we don't need that kind of negativity. He's gone. I guess they done put him in the ground already. Because from what I saw, there's pictures floating around with his wife hanging off the casket. And you know, this is sad that I I even think like this, but in my head, you know, he had a family and his children. And I'm like, maybe they better off, for we know in Romans 8 and 28 that all things work towards the good for those who love the Lord. Excuse me, I might have butchered that. But I'm just saying it. I mean, since y'all want to say, oh, they're God's people and they love the Bible. Okay, I'm going to quote some scripture for you that might help get you together. You know, I was raised as a minister's daughter. For those of you who don't know, I was. So, yeah, I was raised in the church. Um, but I just, you know, let me get off of that because, child. Oh, and one more thing. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Why the governor of Utah? I just knew it was somebody that was from not from the U.S. You knew that was a lie. You were lying to yourself, sir. And is the National Guard going to be mobilized to go to Utah? Because, I mean, some violence really went down there. I mean, my God, somebody was assassinated a recent in the National Guard there, which is what we would never train to do on our own soil. Um, anyway, FBI in Montana. Are y'all okay? I don't think y'all okay. I don't know what the hell were y'all thinking when y'all went down to the animal shelter and asked these people. I guess could y'all use their incinerator for some? They went and burned up some meth, y'all, and all the personnel ended up having to go to the ER. Whose brilliant idea was it? I mean, who the hell is driving the train at this point? I mean, is any of the competent leadership in the FBI field offices still around? I just want to know because I mean, who who thought that was a good idea? Like you didn't think something was gonna happen? I Oh, in Memphis, stand up. That's semi my hometown. I spent a lot of time there. That's where my daddy's peeps is from. That's where my daddy lived and died, okay, in the great city of Memphis, Tennessee, one of the many civil rights hubs. Well, now your leader, Angry Wig, done decided he wants to pooch on down there with his National Guard. I'm still trying to figure out how he's doing this because I'm just like, the National Guard is usually under the leadership of the state governors, and the governors, I guess, are just laying down. Shout out to the city of Chicago, you did not let that happen. You can't just come and invade states at this point. Like that's not even like at this point. He just in every branch but his own branch, okay, of the government. He just gonna run everything at this point. I'm I ain't got no. I said this is why I need to get rich because that way I ain't got to worry about these problems. Okay. Um. So speaking of other political pawns, um, y'all remember the dude that was from Texas? I think his name was Derek Huffman. I just saw an article recently or a post on Instagram. Where my hair keeps wisping around. I just saw a post on Instagram. It's not funny because once again, somebody's life was lost. So he wanted to move to Russia for a more traditional life, and he did in fact get that traditional life. See, when your country's at war or they go to war and there's a shortage of soldiers, they tend to recruit the males. And so he ended up in the Russian army and ended up dying in an airstrike, a Ukrainian airstrike, when they struck down on Russian soldiers. I would hope that his wife and children have decided that maybe this ain't the life we want. Because if your sons get old enough, they probably get taken too. Because I don't foresee this war ending. I wouldn't even say it's a war. I would say more so it's a conflict. Describe it as that, a conflict. Um. So anyway, moving on. Um. In more pop culture news, y'all know that last conversation we had on the Diva Disturbed, we were talking about Tyler Perry's accuser, and I said I was waiting and was surprised that comedian, actress Oscar winner Monique did not pop up and start screaming karma. Well, I was right. She said that people keep telling her to let it go with Oprah and Tyler Perry, and she's never going to let it go because you don't get to tell me how I'm supposed to feel, or something to that effect. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Monique. But here's the thing, what many people don't realize is that when you continue to hold on to things, you block blessings. You block your blessings. You so busy living in the past, not in the present moment, and not looking forward to the future until you miss out on the things that you could be getting. Like at this point, you sound like a lunatic. Is pretty much how it's looking to most people. I'm not saying you sound crazy because you can do and say whatever you want to, but the consequences will always be there. Okay, but I'm just saying people like you sound crazy. You sound like a lunatic. You sound like a loon. Uh, I don't get it. I'm like, I get it. Those people must have really hurt your feelings if the allegations that you are alleging are true. But sometimes you have to forgive people and move on. You have to forgive them and let go of an apology that may never come. It is for the best. I forgot how the is it Buddha or something where it says something about holding on to hate is basically drinking the poison, waiting for the other person to drop, or something to that effect. But I understand. In other words, you can't keep holding on to it. And that's one of the things in general I was reflecting on in some of my thoughts, my many thoughts that I have throughout the days. Um, I was thinking about how so many people stress themselves out and just worry about people that if they were to drop dead, those people would keep right on living and probably wouldn't miss a beat. And I'm like, that's why you gotta just have to let people be who they're gonna be. Accept what the things you can, and just let go of the things you can't. Don't stop praying for them, but let them go. Shit. Um, Drea Michelle and Jalen Green, child, they was seen outside, and I guess he told her he was gonna punch the out of her. And then next thing you know, in another series of social media posts, Drea, oh, excuse me, is posting them all hugged up and lovey-dovey. Let me tell you something about women in general, like Drea. It's the denial for me. And it's the fact that you're trying to convince yourself, not us, because we on the outside looking in and we can see it for what it is, okay? This man is not for you. So you a little green light, light green, whatever they name that child, Lord help. That ain't, anyway. Baby, I hope you decide to change, going down to the courthouse when you turn 18, change your name, because I already see you getting terrorized. Light green. Um, Let it go. He is a young man who still needs to sow his wild oats, and you got with him at a time when he was young and vulnerable. And I mean, I don't know. I ain't really followed the relationship, but if a man gonna embarrass me out like that in public, oh, we gotta let it go. See, I had that happen to me recently. Let's see, 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, the guy I was dating, he decided that he wanted to say, when I tell you this man flips, I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna last. You got one time to holler at me in public. All these people out here in this parking lot. We tried. it just ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
And we're not together. Um, anyway, rapper Saweetie believes that people have counted her out for being pretty.
Is that what it is?
Y'all, is that what it is? Saweetie, sweetie. Saweetie! Baby, it's not that. And if nobody ain't told you, I'm gonna be honest. I don't listen to your music. I don't. The only thing I ever knew was you dating one of the Migos. That shit didn't work out. Um, you had a Burger King or McDonald's campaign at one point. Um, you're very pretty. You are, but your lyrics, your flow, no, it's a no for me.
I don't know any of your songs.
Songs, and the reason why is because I remember trying to listen and just was not impressed, and I just turned it off and went on.
You might do better with Ghost.
Ghostwriters, or because you're pretty and your skin looks great, beauty. You could do
Some beauty products
or become a model and do. We know you're smart. You're very smart. I mean, you graduated from USC. Oh my God. Um, consider that. Consider some alternatives. Look at Rihanna. She parlayed into a $1 billion business. She used her singing career as a springboard, and now she is a successful entrepreneur with various lines in the beauty and fashion segments. I think you could be successful in that. Okay. Um, maybe a cute swim line of some sort.
I mean, I personally,
I commend you for being brave because I couldn't do what you do. I can't, but I know that I might if I practice. Maybe I could have been a rapper. You know, but
keep trying.
find your footing. You
Talking about y'all ain't
never
never,
heard of pretty punishment.
girl.
Finally,
Finally,
we'll
we'll.
close out because, as y'all know, I opened with my new healthcare journey through Omada, who provides me with a health coach, diet, all of that. Hopefully, I can stay consistent at least for 21 days. They say if you do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit. Um, but Lizzo and Big X, the plug, the biggest, the largest, the baddest.
Mm, get my Tupac on.
Round and round, round we go. Yesterday,
March.
how many years that man's been gone? He died in 1996. Was it 29 years?
Um, yeah. But
Lizzo, there was a clip of Lizzo and Big X the plug going around. And Lizzo, she's lost all this weight naturally. She said she did try some of like Ozempic is the more generic name that people are using now. There's others out there like Wegovy and all of that. But she is like they showed her shopping with him and trying to help him make better decisions. Um, but one of the discussions came up about buying soda, and she said, "Oh, I love Coke Zero. It's my favorite." And people were commenting, as I've always said too. I used to drink diet sodas for probably about a year. My first roommate, and I, when we lived in LA, he always drank Diet Coke. So I said, maybe I should do it. But it always had this weird aftertaste. And then there was a lady, a health coach in there, that was commenting about y'all might as well not drink it at all because it's bad for you. Because when you have a Diet Coke or Coke Zero or anything like that where they're using aspartame or whatever it is, so we know it is sweet and low and equal and all of that. it ain't good. And I see people be like Big Mac and a Diet Coke, and I'm like, what is the point? I always felt it was bad. The aftertaste, it just, there's something not natural about it. So y'all might as well just drink sparkling water. And I know people say that sparkling water does not taste good. Personally, I do not like Pellegrino, but there are two companies that I do like. Trader Joe's sparkling Italian mineral water is delicious. And so is, and if you live in the Southeast, you can go to Little and try their brand of sparkling water. It is delicious. And you can always add a little flavoring to it as well to make it taste a little better. But honestly, the Diet Coke stuff, you might as well not drink it. I personally prefer Mexican Coke. I wish they made a cherry Mexican Coke because when I have a migraine headache, what I end up doing is that I end up having to take migraine medication, or if it's a mild one, if I don't catch it in time with my prescribed medication, I'll take Excedrin migraine and I down it with a cherry Coke. BC powder is also effective as well if you just have a regular stress, tension headache. But either way, we're talking about soda. I personally wish they would just bring cane sugar back to everything. Real cane sugar. Supposedly Coke is going to do that, but I don't know the extent of it. Anyway, Emmys was tonight. I didn't get to watch, but I saw that there were some winners and a whole lot of snubs. Um, but Steve Colbert show did win. And he said he so desperately loves this country. I love it too. I was born here. This is all I know, but we got to do better. We really do. We cannot just accept mediocrity. We cannot continue to accept hate and division. We need to come together as a nation. And, a lot of those people that's sitting in power right now, I really just wonder when was the last time you touched grass or grounded yourselves? 'Cause you really can't. Like, on top of that, real quick, like, what is wrong with Megan Kelly? Like, girl, you sound insane. You really do. And you're always attacking, especially women. You love to attack black women. We be over here minding our business, staying hydrated, and you just be going off. And then today, I didn't get to listen to it, but all it took for me was to see the caption that, once again, Obama then got pulled into it. What he got to do with it? Yeah, in some respects you could say it's his fault, but it's not his fault because at the time it was what America wanted. He was legitimately elected. He led this country to the best of his ability. He did what he could within the confines of the law. He did not color outside the lines or just completely railroad it over. And some people did not like that. Angry Rick recently was heard saying that smart people do not like him. And I was like, that's true. We don't, because we have sense enough to know that you are a charlatan. You are someone who, in some respects, is almost very Charlie Manson-esque. You may not do the act, but you know how to get people to do it. So, oh yeah, that's nothing. Where was all this outcry and falling out when our government was under attack, January 6th? I mean, y'all just act like that shit never happened. Um, but yeah, what was that? January 6th, 2021. Hmm. Anyway, let me get off of here because I know I need to get ready for this week. I get to get the keys to my new house that I will be renting. So excited because now I can finally bring my dogs with me. I miss my girls because that's why it's been so quiet. Some of you who follow me, y'all know I went from a Shih Tzu to two big ass dogs. I have a Cane Corso and I have what we call a Georgia Mutt. Willow is Rhodesian Ridgeback, German Shepherd, and Boxer, and she's 100 pounds. But she's just a big love bug. My Cane Corso, she's only 72 pounds. And yes, it's Cane Corso. It's not Cane Corso. It's Cane Corso. Um, or Cane Corso. Yeah. And she's 72 pounds. but she's
way stronger than what she
looks like. She can take you down with no problem. But they're just big love bugs, but they do protect their mommy at all cost. Um, anyway, love you guys. Thank you all who joined, to the people who want to come out here and start mess talking about physical appearances, and we love, Charlie Kirk or whatever.
I don't care, but I will be.
Censoring and blocking you from my channel. All right. Y'all make it a great night. Everyone have a great week. Again, I've been Miss Sophia the Diva, and this has been the Diva Disturbed.